Yo, what's Gucci, fam? It's Nico Fleeks, the Warrior King, and we're back at it again with another episode. You dig? If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment down for your boy, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, marriage, right? This topic is about the fact that marriage is simply dead ski. It's over with. It's irrelevant in this society, okay? The reason for that is because at this point is absolutely useless. Marriage is useless to a man. The reason why marriage is useless to a man is because women have really gone against their natural order. You dig what I'm saying? In this society, we are in a position in which they're trying to take away a man's masculinity, and the females, they are leading these women into a direction that is taken away from their natural divine femininity. When I say that, I mean these women are being pushed to go outside and go work, right? They think that's what they need to do. In fact, they even convince them that that's what they should do. They even convince them to be boss babes and to go out there, earn a college degree, to go out there, work, and essentially be a provider, which goes against her very nature in and of itself. The reason that this is a problem is because it goes against natural order, okay? It takes away a man's need to be needed, and it takes away a woman's need to have a provider. So that reminds me of a comment that one of my viewers dropped down in one of the previous videos. This one is from Dowless. He says, it's because a lot of these women and men are in juxtaposition. On one hand, they want a traditional man/woman, but they don't want to forego the modern aspects that don't align with that. So I'm gonna simplify what he said, meaning that you're putting two things together that are polar opposites, right? That are not able to form a proper union, or you're putting two parties together that are not able to coexist. You dig what I'm saying? They're not able to cooperate. And that's what it is between the man and the woman today. There's no cooperation. Modern men today, they have a strong desire to want to be a provider and a protector. You dig? Modern feminism and the Me Too movement literally brainwashed women into thinking that they need to go out there and be providers themselves. As a byproduct of this, you're sending many women out to work, which is raising all of the taxes. Okay? It's actually making our economy worse because there's so much consumerism going on now, because you have two parties that's working, right? You have more people that's fighting for jobs. You're creating more of a dissonance. You're creating more turmoil within the work community, and also for grown men that are looking for gainful employment. It's like they sabotaged it for themselves. But funny enough, a lot of these women, in the end, once they work for X amount of years, they realize, oh man, like, this isn't what I signed up for. Like, this isn't what it's all cracked up to be. This isn't what I really wanted. Well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. It's crazy that society actually brainwashed women to go out there and go work and go be a boss babe and go do this and go and essentially be a man, right? That's one of the biggest reasons why marriage is dead today, okay? But there's also a lot of reasons why marriage essentially is dead today, okay? You got the feminine movement. The feminine movement absolutely obliterated the entire purpose or even the meaning of marriage itself, right? You're taking away people's necessities in a relationship. You're taking away the very nature. Okay, this is why mankind has deviated from the natural order. I said that on the description of this channel, right? I say I'm holding mankind accountable for the deviance of natural order. I say that because mankind has deviated. In other words, mankind has strayed away from what is important to our natural beings as humans. Men are also to blame. We're to blame for allowing women to stray from their femininity. Or maybe it wasn't our fault, right? Because feminism started way before a lot of us was born. But it's men's fault that they allowed their women to go out there and actually want to be a man. They just said, oh, okay, honey, yeah, you could go work. Like, I would have told my woman, right, if this was 1920, I would have told her, no, you're staying your ass at home. You're staying your ass at home. Because why would you want to do that? Because you're going to last 2 years out there, max, probably won't even last 6 months in that workforce, and you're going to be ready to come back home. You gladly come back home, make me some sandwiches. You dig what I'm saying? Rub my back. That's all you got to do, baby. I'm going to take care of the bills. If all of you women go out there and work, all of our wages are going to go down because there's too many people they got to pay. You're making the economy bad, shorty. So they didn't realize this. They didn't realize that feminism would actually backfire on them. All right? They did not realize that feminism would backfire on them. We civilized this world so good. We civilized this world so good, yo. We created zero space for danger in this world. We made everything just so comfortable for these ladies, right? And that's what we created. Us men, we built this world. You dig what I'm saying? Our forefathers built this world. The females, the women, they did not build this world. It's us men that did that, okay? This is Warrior Nation right here. We're going to tell you the truth around this joint. Nico Fleeks, the Warrior King, is not going to lie to you about this stuff. You dig what I'm saying? I am not going to lie to you about this stuff. I'm going to keep it absolutely G. All right, we civilized this world. We made everything so comfortable. Women really be living in lackadaisical state, bruh. These women, they're in such a lackadaisical state. They don't even live in reality. They're not sure what's actually going on. They're just like, let me walk my dog, things like that. These women are incredibly lonely today. The lonely epidemic is so high. Everyone is lonely, especially the women, because they're straying away from their natural, intrinsic nature, yo. They're straying away from that. That's why they're all walking dogs. That's why they're all on like antidepressant pharmaceuticals. You feel what I'm saying? They're all having anxiety, things like that, depression. It's absolutely insane. But, human beings do what suits them. Human beings will always do what suits them, especially females, man, And there's a reason why masculinity is on a decline. It's because they're trying to pull away your masculinity. That's part of the reason why marriages are dying off today, too, because women are only going to naturally attract to masculine men. You feel what I'm saying? They're only going to attract to masculine men. So you have to be a masculine man in order to even have the chances of making a marriage make sense anyway, because a woman will not go to you unless she knows for a fact that you are masculine, bro. Some women like feminine dudes, but you don't want to be with no woman like that because she'll probably act like a belligerent donkey. You know what I mean? Like, masculine women are not fun to be around. It's like, I don't know. It's just a weird thing to conflate. Like, how are you woman and masculine? Like, what's the purpose of that? It gets to a point where, you just kind of just don't blame people for not getting married anymore. It gets to the point where I get why no one really wants to get married anymore. Because on the man's side, a lot of men feel emasculated by how women are acting today and how, I guess, a lot of men were raised today. A lot of men did not have fathers growing up. So it's kind of hard for them to know how to be a man. Because let's face it, that stuff is on a decline. The family unit in itself is in a decline. And then on the other hand, a lot of women, since the family unit is on a decline, a lot of women don't even know what to look for in a man, So that's already in a messed up state in itself. Then on top of that, these women, they think as though they don't really need a man because they have jobs, they can go work. And that's cool. Like, let them work, let them make their money. I have no problem with the woman that wants to make her money, but don't let the money give you like this inflated ego. You dig what I'm saying? Because it also made the thing about the feminine movement and modern society is women are convinced that their degrees, their money, their accolades, their achievements, they were brainwashed to believe that those things make them more valuable. When in reality, a woman's value is not gauged through the metric of her achievements or her net worth or her accolades or her degrees. A woman's value is determined by her beauty, her submissiveness, her willingness to cooperate, her youth, her fertility, all of these things. That's what gauges a woman's true beauty, her true worth. And it's sad that women were strayed away from that ideology and it's just actually my opinion is since they're taking these women's true calling, their true ordained God's given gift and their duty on this earth, since mankind has stripped that away from the modern Western women, it has created an interruption within their brains, right? They're hardwiring. It's making them go crazy. Like literally on the inside, they feel empty on the inside. They feel lonely, bro. They're so lonely because they go out there in this world and they go do what it is that they were told to do. And then it doesn't give them any fulfillment because they truly deep down inside, they don't want to go out there and go work and be a boss babe and be a career woman and stuff when all throughout grade school from elementary school, middle school, high school, they encourage and they push these little girls to have like, what are you going to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a police officer. That's not natural for a girl to want to aspire to go out there and work and have an occupation. An occupation is inherently a man's aspiration. An occupation is inherently a man's duty to have. You need to have a purpose. Like a woman's purpose really intrinsically, I believe, is to start a family, take care of children, be a nurturer. That's what will make most women happy. But I believe that because they were conditioned and indoctrined to want to be a career woman, be a boss babe, things like that, it's corrupted a lot of the mindset. This is Warrior Nation, so I gotta always keep it a buck. I'm not gonna cut any corners. This is the truth. This is the real truth. This is the red pill that you have to swallow, okay? Now, red pill isn't always about like women and men's dynamic and stuff. Red pill can mean just the cold, hard truth for anything. It doesn't matter if it's relationships. It doesn't matter what it is. It's anything to do with life that once you realize the truth, you can move accordingly. You dig what I'm saying? So this isn't just all doom and gloom, okay? Because I still believe that a good marriage can happen in this world, and you just have to know what to do in order to get to that achievement. I would recommend any men that are still like in the building phase to get married because for most men, marriage is not worth the squeeze. You dig what I'm saying? Now, if you have religious reasons to get married and stuff like that, so be it. And I believe that marriage can be a beautiful thing. However, in this modern society, marriage just doesn't really make a whole ton of sense these days, especially for men. So marriage makes a lot more sense for women because it's in a woman's nature to want to be kept, right? She wants to be kept. She wants to be taken serious. She wants a backup plan or something stable. She doesn't want to, most women, or at least smart women, they don't just want to be impregnated and then dumped. You dig what I'm saying? They want something with true stability and foundation. But the thing is, they're kind of backwards. You dig what I'm saying? And they're conscious. They're consciously thinking, oh, I need to go work. I need to be a career woman. I need to be a boss babe, things like that. They want to do that. But subconsciously, they're like, oh, I want to be a mother. I want to be a nurturer. I want to be submissive and things like that. But that's the side that you don't really see or you don't really experience, right? A lot of men don't really experience that side of a woman. You have to be extremely masculine, right? In almost every single aspect of your life to unlock that side in a woman. So that's why a lot of men are not getting married today. These days, women, they don't want to compromise. But I'm going to tell you what, with all of these tariffs and the economy going down and all that type of stuff, where like Kevin Samuel said, winter is coming. So you're going to start seeing a lot of women, trying to shack up with you and get with you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because it's getting hard, you know what I mean? And that just goes to what I mean when I say that women will ultimately just do what suits them. You dig what I'm saying? So if like the economy goes down even some more and things start getting really rough out here, you're going to start seeing a lot more women trying to be submissive, trying to come around, run behind you, may even push, for marriage and things like that, because it gets to the point where you realize that, oh man, I just can't do it on my own, and these women are realizing that fast as hell, because even though they're going out there and they're getting their college degrees and things like that, they realize quickly that, well, they're just still not making any money, because they're choosing college courses, and they're choosing majors that just don't really produce anything in this world. So they'll go to college for 4 years, burn money down the toilet, be in huge debt, and then still have the nerve or still basically condemned to be working at Target. Or, no offense to anybody working at Target or any sort of job, a job is a job, but just make it make sense, just make it make sense. Because it doesn't. Also, a lot of men are scared to get married too, because frankly, they don't want to lose all of their assets. Because men are seeing left and right, oh man, I don't want to get married and stuff like that because you're most likely gonna leave me. I mean, everywhere I turn, these women are just going off cheating and things like that, bro. The cheating epidemic is insane. You dig what I'm saying? It's cheating is insane. There's just so many ways for women to cheat in the first place. There's dating apps. There's things like that. The dating apps, the social media stuff, and Instagram, bro. Instagram is just another dating app, if you want me to be honest with you. Especially if your woman is any sort of attractive, she can be very likely to cheat on you, even if it's on Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, what have you, because it's so easy and it's right there. Women leave, what was it, upwards of 70 to 80% of the marriages, women file for divorce 70 to 80% of the time. So they initiate the divorces. Men see that stuff. And the thing is, the court system for divorce and child support, it is not favorable for the men. You know what I mean? It's quite dangerous. A lot of men don't want to pour their whole entire life into you, give you their resources, give you their love, give you their time, just for you to leave them, get alimony and child support out of them. That seems like something that's just not worth the squeeze for a lot of men. So that's another reason why men aren't getting married. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, that's another reason why marriage is just something that is not resonating with a lot of people. They'll leave 20-year-long relationships because they're not happy. You dig what I'm saying? That's another reason. Women will leave 20-year-long marriages because they're not happy. I see a lot of that on TikTok and things like that, women crying or whatever and regretting leaving their marriage because they weren't happy, which essentially is a fleeting emotion. Anybody will wake up one morning and not feel happy. The thing is, you just got to stick it out. You'll probably wake up the next morning and be in a much better mood, especially with these women. Their emotions can be really, really fickle. So it's something that a lot of men have trouble managing in their relationships. But there's a whole lot of self-destruction going on. Us men, we're not entirely not at fault here. We definitely contribute to the reason why marriage is just not feasible in 2025. But those are just some of the reasons that I wanted to share with you guys as the reason why marriage just seems to be dead these days. Oh yeah, but that's all I got to say today for this topic, guys. Again, if you enjoyed this content, if I said anything that resonates with you guys, drop a like, send a comment down below for your boy, and don't forget to subscribe. This is Nico Fleeks, the Warrior King, and I'm gone. Oosh!